You know what? Like another example, bro. A big example, and I actually want to talk about him. Like Matt Rife. Like, listen, I know a lot of Matt Rife's success comes from his looks, right? And obviously, Rife's audience does look like a bunch of women who posted black squares on Instagram. Let's keep it a stack, right? Let's keep it a. But to say Matt Rife isn't funny, his crowd work clips are really good, right? It's just like I can't go to a Matt Rife show because I would look like I'm gay. But I think Matt Rife's a great comedian. And I think I understand people get like I see people get bitter about the fact, like I look through his comments sometimes, like, is he the biggest comedian in the world right now? Maybe. Right? Is he the funniest? No. I think guys like Chappelle are better. Obviously Bill Burr. And I think Matt Rife tickets are more than like a Theo Von ticket right now. But I think like the whole package that comes with it, comes with the charisma, comes with the looks, comes with how you carry yourself, right? So you have to like give people credit in areas where like everyone has like a natural talent somewhere, and Matt Rife is a very funny comedian. I've watched his stuff, right? I couldn't go to a show because, like I said, it's like a white woman thing. His talent as a comedian, I think, is silly, right? I think that's a great example of an overarching theme with a lot of comedians who just get bitter about people who are doing well, right?
Well, this is something. So I've heard. So with him, right? Like you say it all the time. Comedy subjective. Subjectively, he's got than pretty much anyone right now in terms of just like raw ticket sales. Following on social media. He's
third highest followed on social media behind Kevin Hart and Joe Rogan.
Yeah, he's the guy right now.
100%.
And it's not like would it be a little different if he was like 25 years old, had been doing this for a year and a half, and was just super hot? And but no, he's been doing stand up for 10
12
plus
years. He's been doing it since he's 15. Matt Rife has been doing it since he's been 15 years old, and I get the Schaub hate. Like 3 years in, he got a special, and people are upset. That he kind of just got this opportunity handed to him because he was like, it was not a good spec. Like, I'm going to be, like I said, comedy subjective once again, but obviously I think like in terms of the public perception, people weren't happy about that. But I like to, we poke fun at Shaw, but in his defense, right? Like you have to bomb those 3 years, and not every single piece is going to be thing. So, kind of back to Matt Rife, right? It's like he's been doing it for long. He found his audience and he caters to them well. And he's still really funny. His crowd work is still incredible. Like he's witty, right? Like I said, is he my favorite comedian? No, but I think I still see the talent there. I still can appreciate what he does, and it's inspiring in a sense, right? Where like he's built a person around, and also has been able to display his talent around who he is, and I think that's what entertainment is, right? Like actors are supposed to be good looking, right? Like it's if Kevin Hart. It's a bunch of different things.
Well, it's to go back to the undisputed champ, Chael Sonnen, right? Whenever he talks about fighters and fighting, he's giving advice to other fighters, right? And it's like, at the end of the day, it's your ability to put ass in seats and sell tickets. And he figured out how to do that. And so that's why he's super successful, right? You could argue, right, that there's some, I forget the guy's name who does the crowd work here in Phoenix. Like, he's really funny too, right?
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Josh. Yeah, I forgot his last name. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. He's
super funny guy. Like, cracks me up every time he does stuff. But, and so, there's people out there who'll be like, oh, like that guy's like a true comedian. It's like, why? Why is it any different? It's because someone was able to be successful. It's all jealousy. You know what I mean? And I'm guilty of that too. I get it. But I've heard, we were talking about Rogan. Like Rogan had a comedian, I forget which one it was, on his podcast, and they were talking. He's like, talk about what you and I are talking about. He's like, man, I just get, I get jealous when other people do well. And he's like, you gotta get rid of that. You gotta be happy for them and let it, motivate you to do what they're doing. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, just that's when, if, I guess even kind of in your sense when you say you kind of struggle with that, right? I've when I came into it, right, when I kind of came into stand-up, right, like I still, every single time I'm going to go on a stage, right, like I come in with the backhand expectation, like, okay, I might bomb, but it's okay, right? But I still want to come in with the mindset, like, okay, I have spent the most time writing this piece, and I think I'm the naturally like most funny person, and it's probably not true, right? But I still have that thing in the back of my head, right? But it's not gonna help me grow in comedy if I'm just bitter. If I see like, oh, why is this guy getting invited to a show? Oh, this person's getting invited for this, right?
Right.
So it's, for just everybody in general, it's just important to, kind of just focus on what you can control and, be happy for other people's success, because everybody's going to find their own lane. Like, I think, you know what? I'll be honest. If Matt Rife went strictly like try to do, okay, I'll give an example. I have like a comedy sense in a same style as like Chappelle, Russell, and Schultz. Like, those are the topics I talk about. It's about like race or stuff, right? Like, all of my stuff is about that, right? But I grew up around a bunch of different cultures. I'm comfortable talking like that. Like, I think for a guy like Matt Rife, obviously he has, he can talk a lot about relationships, and when he does crowd work, it's like, he can communicate with that type of audience, and he's found that peak. And, comedy being subjective, right? He's kind of found his own lane. So I think if you worry about how other people are trying to grow in their own lane instead of focusing on how you can get to your destination, you're going to find yourself trying to follow them, and you're not going to have success because that's not who you are, right? Like, every single great comedian, aside from Carlos Mencia, who steals jokes, has kind of figured out that, because they have their own thing that they're funny about, right? They have their own crowd, right? Because at the end of the day, what makes a joke funny is it relatable in a sense, right? Is it something that you understand, right? So it's unique. It's obviously fun to like pick fun at like some specials, be like, yo, this was really bad, but and deep down, when you say like an NBA player sucks, like, you're just chatting just to chat shit. But if you let that type of like negativity, like, really like deep down actually mean something to you, you're just never gonna have success. You're never gonna grow. You're just gonna be resentful. So that's kind of my 2 cents on it, and that's kind of why I wanted to. If you guys enjoyed the whole entire video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys want to check out the whole entire podcast episode, go to our bio, as you will see links for the YouTube and Spotify.